people. I was pretty drunk when I uploaded my last YouTube rant about Alex Jones. I was pissed off because I had called in to talk. I've talked to him several times. And I talked to a lot of people, but the reason I was pissed was because he acts like, when he talks to me, oh yeah, you're that guy. Like I'm some kind of nobody, and he doesn't remember talking. That's why I got tapes. I even copied to disc of conversations I've been on the phone with this guy for 10 minutes at a time on his live broadcast, and I gave him an idea that he did actually thank me a couple of days afterwards. He even said Tim from Michigan had given me this idea about, if we keep using the same search term over and over and over again, if we all do this a number of times, we can make it the #1 search. Because I pointed out what kind of things that people, I was looking at what trending was and what kind of things people were looking at. And, I don't care about Lindsay Lohan, getting drunk and getting thrown in jail. I know how to do that. And I don't care about Kim Kardashian, and I don't care about some guy going to prison for dog fighting. That shit ain't news to me. I like to know. I want to know what's really going on in this world. And instead of people sitting around on their lazy ass watching TV, or playing, Xbox, until I got carpal tunnel and need surgery on both wrists, to get out and do something. Now, I don't just talk shit. You see this? These are stacks and stacks. See how thick this is? These are all videos that I burn and give away for free, that I use my own money to buy the supplies to do this. And yes, most of these are documentaries on so-called conspiracies. Well, let me tell you, the truth is stranger than fiction. Yeah, it's a quote I stole from my pal. I apologize for being drunk when I made that video, but I meant what I said. I think he's beginning to become a sellout. And what the people have to say isn't really important anymore. See, I do my own research. I'm not one of them people that just believes anything anybody tells me. He's posted this before. This is the fluoride. It says ingesting this stuff is toxic, and it says that it can cause bone cancer and all kinds of shit. And this stuff is actually on the bag. And this is the stuff they pour in the drinking water at the water plants. It's the same stuff. Now, I took it upon myself to download their cute little "there is poison in the tap water" flyer that they made. You can see that. Okay. I post those. I found a nice small one-page 1 through 10 copy of the Bill of Rights. Let me see, Bill of Rights. Bill of Rights. There we go. Anyway, I downloaded this through a place called the National Emergency Civil Liberties Committee, and they're out of New York. And I pass these out. I give these to people for the 4th of July. That's what we did. We passed out videos and the copies of the Bill of Rights to people. You know, I called my local water treatment facility, which I happen to live like a mile away from. And hello, the phone number is even on here, but I'm going to show it to you, okay? And I'm going to go slowly up. Now, the phone number at the bottom, I'm going to read to you again, but the little print on the corner that you see there that's highlighted, that says that what this is actually a scan off of a tube of toothpaste, and this is that if a child swallows more toothpaste than, or accidentally swallows more than was intended for brushing, to call poison control immediately. So I thought to myself, why in God's green earth are they putting fluoride in our water? And this guy, I left a message for this guy. He called me back. And this is a man that works there. And I just told him I wanted to put filters in my house, and I wanted to know if the water was fluoridated, because I have some ideas about it that I don't like. And I didn't get specific. But this man actually works at the facility. He told me, yes, we put fluoride in the water. But the toothpaste says if you eat this stuff to call poison control. You know? Why? So, yeah, I feel I have some important things to share. And when I call his show, and I don't call her in the condition I was in when I made that video, by the way. I don't call her drunk. Because I already know when he thinks people are high or they cuss, you know, he's supposed to be some big Christian, you know. I don't agree with everything he says. You know, me, I guess I'm a old tree hugging hippie from way back in the 60s, and the closest thing you could compare me to is some kind of somewhere between Buddhist Zen and an Indian, you know. It's I don't know about religion, you know. Spirituality, I know that when I treat people well, I tend to be treated well. And when I give, I tend to get back. You know, that much I do know. But when you call a show and you talk to somebody several times and they, you know, you figure by now that the person's going to recognize who you are. And it's, oh, you're that guy. You know, all the work I do, you know, this shit takes its emotional toll on people. You know, it's hard, man. I spent 3 months in deep depression because of all this shit that I learned. You know, this stuff's true. If you don't believe it, that our water's poison. Fluoride is poison. Check it out. Don't believe me, okay? I'm not going to sit here and I'm not trying to... I don't care if anybody ever watches this shit, to be honest with you. The phone number, and I live in a place called Mount Clemens, and it's in Michigan. And the phone number is area code 586-469-6891. 586-469-6891. Call them and ask them yourself if they put fluoride in the water. Call a freaking chemist, man. Call a hospital and ask them if fluoride is poison. Eat a tube of toothpaste and see what happens to you. You'll be in the hospital. You know, I go through all this shit, and I can't even get a phone call through to you know, I'm sure I'm not the only one that does this. There's probably a lot of Tims out there that do this kind of stuff. You know, but I don't know, man. I just think the guy treats me like garbage, man. And I wish he'd give me, you know, a little recognition for my efforts. You know, I don't want, you know, I don't want to be popular or get money. That's not what I mean. I just want to, you know, when you do all this stuff and you put all your time and spend your own money, and I'm on a fixed income to try to carry a message that you believe in, and because I was inspired by somebody like him, and I call and he says, hold on, we got to go to break, and then they hang up on me. They cut me off, you know, and I think they did it on purpose. You know, he can sit there and talk about Glenn Beck, but I brought Glenn Beck's name up one time, and that conversation lasted about 30 seconds, and he said, well, I gotta let you go. You know, and one thing else that I noticed about him, as long as you agree with everything that he says, and I like the guy, okay, I got a subscription to his channel, I watch him every day, but what I noticed, if one person disagrees with anything that he says, oh, I don't have time for you, man, and he hangs up on him, and then he rants for 5 minutes about the guy's some kind of, you know, commie idiot. He's probably a communist or something, you know. No, people have different opinions, you know, and if you disagree with anything that he says, he will just cut you off, you know. I've actually watched some of the things I've said so that I could get my point across, and he never lets me finish. He constantly interrupts you when you're trying to talk, you know, because he's got to make his point. Fuck the caller, they don't mean shit. They're only the people that make his show possible, right? The only thing that matters is what he has to say. You know, I've been watching this guy for a while, man, you know. He's educated. I mean, he does his research. And as you can see, I do mine. I don't just go out and watch a video on YouTube and say, oh my God, this must be truth. Any more than I believe that shit on TV. I got a lot of theories, you know. I'm not going to talk about all that. This is about, I want to apologize for, I think YouTube let that go up so that people can make fun of the drunken idiot, and it would make Alex Jones look bad too. Yeah, look what kind of people, you know, follow Alex Jones, just a bunch of drunks, right? Well, let me tell you something, every once in a while, yeah.